I would not cancel your Maple weekend plans if you're visiting a sugar house today. I think it's okay. You might just need a few extra minutes to get to your destination. Some wet snow breaking out this morning for pancake breakfast, and then later on today, it'll change over to rain in the southern part of the state. But up north, where we hang on to mostly snow, we're looking at the chance for several inches of accumulation. Much of central and northern New Hampshire under a winter weather advisory through the pre-dawn hours of Monday. See that pink color over Carroll County, technically in a winter storm warning. And really what this is just highlighting is Carroll County has a better chance and higher confidence of seeing more snow than other parts of the state. And certainly over the heart of the White Mountains into much of Coos County, there is the potential for close to, if not a bit over, a half foot of snow. That would also extend back through the Plymouth area, about 3 to 6 inches into the northern part of the Lakes region over through Ossipee. Now, yesterday we were talking about southern New Hampshire, there being some uncertainty in that part of the forecast. And if anything, I actually said that it might trend a little bit colder. Thing is, things have trended a bit milder since yesterday morning, so we're looking at somewhat less snow, especially near and south of Concord. Probably next to nothing right along the Massachusetts border. Maybe some scattered coatings into Rochester, Manchester, into Claremont as well. But you get north of, say, Sunapee, Warner, into Laconia, Lebanon, 1 to 3 inches of snow likely in that part of the state. This morning, seeing some light snow just beginning to fall far to the north, and that will spread through the Lakes region, the Upper Valley, through about 8 a.m. We stay mostly dry in southern New Hampshire, and as the temperatures slowly climb this morning, any light, wet snow is quickly changing over to rain by midday. You get north of, say, the Route 4 corridor, especially through the Lakes region, we hang on to snow through about 1 or 2 p.m. But even there, it may mix with rain very late today, so that may ultimately cut down on totals near the Winnipesaukee stretch back through, say, Squam, Newfound, and right into the heart of the Upper Valley there in Lebanon. But far north, especially over the ski slopes and the mountains today, mostly snow and a good refresher coat on the way. Now, later on this evening, the precipitation tapers off. There will be one last batch moving through southern New England tonight. That mostly is a miss here in New Hampshire. There could be some scattered flakes in Nashua, Pelham, Salem early tomorrow morning, but really it's for commuters heading south into Boston that there could be a brief burst of some snow early in the day, but much of New Hampshire sees a dry morning commute. At the same time, though, some snow showers pick up over the higher terrain tomorrow afternoon, and some of them could even spill into some southern New Hampshire metros by the evening commute, so there could be some localized pockets of some slick travel. Not everything you see on the radar is reaching the ground, but especially in Plymouth points north, seeing some very light snow showers this morning, more of that filling in toward Burlington, Vermont. So this will hang tough, but notice really not much happening in the southern part of the state. That'll remain that way basically for most of the morning until at least this next band of precipitation catches up later on this afternoon. It is fairly mild. There is a chill to the air, yes, but we are above freezing in Manchester, so that's also part of the thinking that we're just not going to wind up seeing much snow in southern New Hampshire. Look at the relative humidity this morning. Not a number we often throw around, but it's still pretty low. You'd like to see that number get above 80% before rain and snow begins to start reaching the ground, so it may take a few more hours, especially Laconia, Rochester, and points south. Far north, where it is starting to snow, temperatures are plenty cold for it in just the 20s. And you see the divide today from near freezing in the North Country to well into the 40s right along the Mass border. So very easy to see who stays mostly rain versus who stays mostly snow. Tonight, it is cloudy. There may be a little touch of light snow in far southern New Hampshire very late tonight. We're back in the 20s to near 30. Mostly cloudy for the first half of Monday in Manchester. Late in the day, there could be a quick flurry or passing snow shower. Still pretty chilly on Monday as well. No big warm-ups in the extended forecast this week, although Wednesday does turn a bit milder after some breaks of sun on Tuesday. There may be a mixed shower late Wednesday afternoon to Wednesday night, and perhaps more rain and snow showers by late Thursday.